Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, doing an album review of Gorillaz' Plastic Beach. And I don't know about you, but the thing is, I cannot believe that it's been more than 10 years since we were first introduced to these guys. I mean, images of Del, the funky homo sapien, rapping over the track, Clint Eastwood are still pretty fresh in my head. And I remember Gorillaz' debut album. Oh man, that thing was in so many thrift store and used CD piles just because everybody expected the entire album to be exactly like the single. But now I'd argue that LP really has the respect that it deserves, and Gorillaz have grown into something that is just not a Damon Albarn of Blur project, not just some cartoon band drawn by Jamie Hewlett, the creator of Tank Girl. Gorillaz are really becoming known for their songwriting, their amazing production, their choice collaborations, and also how varied and dynamic their albums are. And Plastic Beach is no different, but I do think it's Gorillaz' most cohesive, most thematic, most conceptual album yet. You don't have these louder, more aggressive, or even brighter moments that you find on the full-length debut, or even Demon Days. This LP is much moodier of an album, much more of an electronic album. It's not electronica, but there's a heavy emphasis on synthesizers, on new wave, along with some influences floating in and out from dancehall music, hip-hop, oriental music, Middle Eastern music, and some trip-hop too. Stylistically, this LP is a mixtape, and the guest spots really show that. Gorillaz, at this point, I think it's fair to say they're huge. They're a huge group, so they can pretty much collaborate with anybody they want at this point, and they really take advantage of that. They pretty much go grocery shopping for their collaborators. They basically grab their cart, they're walking down the hip-hop aisle, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab some Snoop Dogg right here, yeah, I'm gonna get Snoop Dogg on here, De La Soul's coming in on the track here too. Who else can we get while we are at it? Oh yeah, Mos Def is here too. Let's get Mos Def in here. Yeah, great. And then they're going down the rock aisle. Oh, they see Lou Reed. Lou Reed's on sale. They grab him. Then there's some Mark E. Smith from The Fall. And then Mick Jones, guitarist of The Clash. They also bring some indie pop into the fold with a band that my girlfriend actually turned me on to, Little Dragon, whose front woman brings some really fantastic vocals to two of these tracks. So in some respects, this LP is really all over the place, but I did say it's conceptual. This thing is conceptual. It's a concept. Plastic Beach is a concept. It's kind of like this wave goodbye to nature, this embrace of the electronic, this embrace of the digital, this futurist point of view. Now, whether or not that's a good or bad thing, this LP really doesn't say. It's more of a prediction of how technology is basically going to overtake nature as we know it, as opposed to some kind of firm stance for or against it. All I know is this LP gets pretty moody about it. This is by far Gorillaz' moodiest album. The moments where they get really loud or really experimental are pretty few and far between. There are some moments like on Sweepstakes or on Glitter Freeze where the LP really gets up and gets in your face, but it's all just to play into that whole plastic, fake, futurist theme that the whole thing has going. There's some really straightforward, dreamy pop tracks on this LP too, with lots of atmosphere, reverb in the background, some sleepy vocals, really pleasant to listen to. And then you have these really creepy, eerie tracks like Some Kind of Nature where Lou Reed does guest vocals, and those tracks have me thinking the future looks pretty grim. But if music like Plastic Beach is going to be there in the future, I have no complaints. This is not a bad LP at all. In fact, it's a great LP. For some people, and even for me at first, the production here may border on overproduction, but with each listen, it was really warming up to me. You really got to open yourself up to the fact that this is a plastic album. That's the whole concept of it. It's supposed to sound very labored over, very engineered, very kind of studio. Another thing I love about this album is how well it just brings these different genres together, most of the time blurring the lines between them, which is really the direction that we're headed in. All you need to do is spend one day on the music blogosphere to see that. One band is mixing ideas with another band, with another band, with another band. Music is just breeding like rabbits right now. I think how prominent the electronic music influences are on this LP may not sit well with some fans, but just wait it out, give it some more listens, It's still Gorillaz. They haven't changed. They're just wearing a different suit on Plastic Beach. It's a plastic suit. I'm going to give this thing an extremely, extremely strong 7, just teetering on an 8. There were a few tracks on here that I thought were filler, just didn't do much for me. However, there were 3 or 4 songs that I would give perfect 10s to on this LP. Follow Gorillaz on this. I think it's a good transition that they're making here. They're going in a great direction. They're getting more thematic. They're thinking of the bigger picture, and that's what Plastic Beach is all about. Plus making some really badass songs. Anthony Fantano, Gorillaz, Plastic Beach, forever.